Has your bank put limits on how much money you can deposit onto exchanges to buy crypto? Screw them. Swissbog's got your back. They've created personalised IBAN numbers, so you can send as much money as you like to buy crypto. Swissbog!
Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at all the charts. We'll start off with Bitcoin, which is basically the same place it's been since forever, basically. Look at this 4 hourly. To be fair, sideways and sideways and sideways is actually turning out to be okay for altcoins. It's been amazing actually for the last 3 weeks for altcoins, and we've been quite lucky being able to jump from one to the next and actually managed to surf multiple waves at this point. So it's been really good. Do we get continuation on this? That's the main question. I think we do, basically. So you can see Ethereum is basically sideways and to the max, but still bullish. But a bullish situation going on over here on the 4 hour at least. Anyway, if you take it back to a daily, it's not quite so much the picture of perfection, but it's still good. Pump signal generated over here. We've still not got any golden crosses or anything quite like that, but we do have price action above all the moving averages. All moving averages of significance, so we're above every single one of them. They're not in the right place, but we are above them all, which offers support all the way down if it comes down to it. And we can only really start to soil our underwear if price starts going down below 1675 at the moment. So, other than that, let's have a look at the broader picture, because I think something's going to happen over here with gold. This V-shaped recovery has been absolutely epic. However, in the short term, I think we might be looking at a nasty consolidation, and maybe, we'll see, there's not enough evidence on the weekly to say it, but maybe we'll be seeing something a little nastier than that take place for further downside. Maybe a retest back down to the 19. The reason I say that is the money flow index has peaked over here. This is definitely a dangerous futures trade if anyone's going long on gold over here. It's kind of crazy, really. And if we were to take long positions, it would have to be down here, and again, even that means that I reckon there'll be a lot of shorts stacking around these upper areas. We might be looking for a much bigger pullback. Now, people might be thinking, hang on a minute, gold's up, can you not see? All right, well, yeah. But why has it had such a significant rally? Outside of the technicals, which again, we did suggest that it could have been a fake out here, and a fake out normally results in the opposite trend. But also, let's think about, people are wanting to hedge against not just inflation, but catastrophe globally, right? But normally that's a buy the rumour, sell the news, isn't it? Like over here with what happened over in Russia, buy the rumour and sell the absolute news all the way down to 16. That could be happening again. I'm just putting it out to you. Markets can trick people. And it's about thinking forward. If anyone plays chess, that's the point of chess, isn't it? You've got to play the moves 2, 3, 4, 5, however many you're able to, however many turns you're able to envision ahead. That's how you're supposed to play the game. Trading is very much the same as that. You got to play. You don't play what you see. You play what is you expect to see coming next. And I think that might be what's coming next. Just based on historical. Parabolic, huge run in the face of a geopolitical nightmare, and obviously we've got the S&P, which has broken down below a variety of issues here. Really, symmetrical triangle breakdown, descending triangle breakdown, horizontal support breakdown, and obviously all major moving averages breakdown. So we're looking like a big breakdown at this point, aren't we? But we do have 2 drives of bullish divergence so far, and so if that means anything, I'd actually be looking for this to actually have a decent rally at some point soon. Remember how bearish the bear market was, and how successful we were in doing what I called the everything bounce, part 1 and part 2. We also got a part 3, but crypto was not taken by that because of FTX. But we did 3 of these big, massive bounces, and I'd be looking for one of these to take place quite soon, to be honest with you, if not already. The chart suggests downside, obviously, and we should respect the downside for what it's worth, but an everything bounce, and maybe even, to be honest with you, maybe even reversal is coming. I was highly skeptical of higher highs from around this area here because of Bloomberg talking about we're going to 5,000. But we might go to 5,000, but that's not without a washout first. And we are certainly getting a washout. Major supports will exist around these levels, 3,880. 3,000, we'll call it 4,000, give or take, because these are going to come up and this will come down. This is a weekly, so it'll take a little bit of time for moving averages and price action to be reunited again. We did close up 1.2% yesterday, and so far we're more or less neutral. Right, let's have a look at Forex. I know I'm boring you to death, I know. Recognize this, right? We're on a weekly chart here, right? A weekly chart. What do we see on the weekly chart? Money flow index is shooting up into the 90s at this point now. Like, we don't normally see Forex charts do such dramatic moves, right? Even historically over here, from all the all right, let's put it like this: the last 20 years, right? This is the highest it's been. This is the fourth highest it's been in 20 years. It's not completely overshot the mark yet, but it's high. When was the last times we did that? Okay, so there's a big mark up here, and we did actually go on to make new highs. Big mark over here, more or less went on to new highs before consolidation, and another one over here, which basically did. So all I'm putting into you is this is an uncomfortable read on the weekly here. Let's have a look on the daily. Daily has got various drives of bullish and bearish divergence, so it's really not giving too much away. I actually think, to be fair, we're looking for this to tail off. The reason I'm boring you about the yen is because it feeds into the Dixie, and the last time we managed to navigate the top on this was when we managed to navigate the top on the entire market, Forex market, and we destroyed all the other markets because that was the Dixie downtrend. People were calling for Dixie to go up to 120 and beyond. I thought that this is pretty much it, and it pretty much was it. Now we don't have such a dramatic read over here on the daily, but it's getting there. It's sort of forming a rounded top at the moment, but your guess would be as good as mine. Let's have a look over here on the euro. So euro finding a bounce now, exactly as expected, looking probably for another tap of the 106.8 over here. That's where I'll be looking to see if we make or break. If we do break out, then there's all these resistances above us. ECB, I think, have finished with their rate hikes. They just can't handle it. So we'll see which Forex pair can trade appropriately as the fundamentals, as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to the raising of rates, all that I think is I think that's over now. And really, what we're going to be looking for now is who can handle their own currency, right, outside of manipulation. That's what I'm looking for, I suppose with all the geopolitics on both sides of the Atlantic these days, it's a tricky one, really. So we've got the charts is all we've got. Dixie over here on the daily, still looking quite strong, but lots of vicious wicks pointing down. Support at 105.38, which is, again, that's been our major resistance and support since last year, really. It's been a boring one, I appreciate that, but the most exciting thing that we can talk about would be crypto, so it's nice that we finally got our foot back in the door, and we're making some serious gains. Lots of people posting on the Telegram yesterday about the epic things that they've made, and I think we should see continuation. Whether it takes place today or over the next few weeks, I still think we're going to see continuation. We've got a serious setups on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and like we've been saying for a little while now, altcoins slowly but surely from the 4-hourly up are basically kicking in to first and second gear now. Obviously, the daily has got a pump signal on the Ethereum over here. There's nothing much more than that. But other charts, much stronger, much better. XRP being a good example. Obviously, Chainlink has done very well since it got its setup similar to what Ethereum's looking like now. So if you imagine Ethereum at this very moment in time having a similar setup to when Chainlink was back down here around 740. Look at where we are at right now. Atom's a lagger, but it definitely did a decent move yesterday. Algo's a lagger, did a decent move yesterday. These are all in the same situation, as far as I can see, as Chainlink was maybe 2 weeks ago. ICP actually surprisingly did decent moves. One of my coins which hasn't really done anything amazing of recent is Bitcoin Cash. I still think it will, but of all the coins that I've been buying into over these last 3 weeks, this is the only one which has been, well, meh, basically. It's underperformed. So you can't win them all. It might appear that I win them all, but I don't. And this one is basically lags behind. I still believe, however, that it's going to move up above $300 relatively soon, but it's not done it yet. So just put it out there. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect world over here. Right, I'm going to leave it with you there. I know that was a long and boring and tedious stream, but it's worth looking at all the other things that feed into what could be the next gear for upside, which would be S&P bouncing, Dixie going down, obviously dollar yen going down, euro maybe breaking out. We'll see. And obviously the main thing to think about, if anything, would be gold. And I think gold is going to be reaching a peak, and then people will be like very surprised to see it going down below its previous support and beyond. I think that is quite likely, given what we saw earlier on 2022. We saw exactly the same sort of situation then, didn't we? I think we will see the same situation play out again. Doesn't mean it's going to happen right now. By the time we finish this video, I'm sure we're still floating around the $2,000 mark, but it doesn't mean that that's where it's going to live. It can go a little higher, but personally, in the short term, and I mean for the rest of this year, I'd be a little careful trying to long, or even really short, really, until a trend is established. Gold. I think gold comes down a lot, to be fair. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.